everyone, my name is Jasmyn Russell, and today I'm going to show you how to practice meditation. So today we are going to practice two different types of meditation. These two types of meditation, you do not need to be advanced in anything. You do not need to have practiced meditation. You don't even need to know how to calm your mind. These two types of styles and techniques can be used for the most frantic mind, the most anxiety-ridden mind, or for the calmest, most peaceful mind that you can possibly think of. And so today, I'm going to teach you some of the most basic techniques that we do in Modern Om. So the first one we're going to do is a breathwork meditation. We're going to bring the mindfulness into the body, into the breath. So with this one, you do not need to sit the way that I'm sitting. A lot of people think, well, I can't sit like that, Jasmyn. Like my knees don't go down. They're all the way up at my, my chest. That's fine. You can just as easily do this practice sitting on the edge of a chair. Sitting on the edge of the chair is important. That way you'll actually sit up straight and sit up tall. So as soon as you're sitting up straight, as soon as you're sitting up tall, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And as soon as your eyes are closed, you don't need to watch me for the rest of this practice. As soon as your eyes are closed, I want you to sit up even taller. Sit up tall like you're a little kid making fun of someone sitting up tall, so that your spine is completely straight. And then with your eyes closed, you're going to relax your shoulders. If you have your hands on tops of your knees, make sure that you're not leaning forward. If you have your wrists on top of your knees, you're going to end up leaning forward, so take your palms back to the tops of your knees, or maybe even to the thighs, so that you can rest your elbows against the body. You are 90% of the way there. This is the most difficult part of doing a meditation practice, is just arriving to this point physically. So now that you've arrived to this point physically, let's take you the other 10% of the way. And with your eyes closed, you're going to make one simple commitment to yourself. And that commitment is to remain still for the remainder of the practice. That means that your body is going to tell you it's super uncomfortable. It might even tell you that you're in pain. But I assure you that over the course of the next 5 or 10 minutes, you are not going to be in enough pain to cause injury, unless you have some sort of past injury that you are neglecting in this moment. So make sure that you are in some sort of position that you can maintain the most stillness as possible for at least 5 minutes. And then your body's going to tell you that maybe it's too hot, and maybe it's going to tell you that it's too cold, and it's going to want you to move and make adjustments. It's going to tell you that there's an itch here, or a scratch there, or a twitch here. You do not actually have to fix those things to find comfort. Our body's job is to communicate with us, not when it's comfortable or uncomfortable, but just when we are out of a state of familiarity. And so if you're not familiar with sitting in stillness for 5 minutes, your body's going to start to set on some false alarms. You're going to let those alarms go off. You're just going to sit in your own stillness, allowing the only movement to come from two places. Inside of the body, so that's your breath, your heartbeat, even your digestive organs, and the mind. The only place that is required to have stillness is the external body. You might even allow movement to be happening around you. Perhaps you forgot to turn off some music. Perhaps you forgot to shut a door and there's people making noise outside. Those people are not actually bothering your ability to sit still. Your need to control it is what is going to disrupt your stillness. So you're going to let it go. And you're going to remain still. And then bring that awareness, that attention, steadily into the rhythmic, continuous movement of your breath. If you've opened your eyes, which I'm sure some of you have already done, close your eyes. Close your eyes. If you feel the need to look at something, then look at the back of the eyelids and look at the space that's on the upper center part of your vision in the back of the eyelids. And bring your attention into the breath. Just breathing in, breathing out. As you breathe in, begin to notice the temperature of the breath as it moves through the nose, to the back of the throat, into the lungs. As you breathe out, feel how that temperature has changed, moving through the throat, back to the nose, across the upper lip. Maybe some of you have discovered that your mouth is open. Close your mouth. If you're clenching your jaw, you're going to want to soften your jaw and let your teeth be slightly separated. Letting that tongue rest against the lower teeth rather than pressing it against the roof of the mouth. And then come back to your breath. Breathing in. Feeling the expansion of the breath within the body. Breathing out, feeling the body begin to relax, begin to even surrender into that stillness that you've committed yourself to. And then keeping your eyes closed, you're going to keep your awareness as much on the breath as possible. The body's going to start sending you alerts in the forms of thought, telling you to think about this and to do this. Instead of trying to force yourself not to think about certain things, you're just going to guide that awareness away from the thought and bring the attention back to the breath. And then to entertain the mind a little bit more, we're going to start to create a new journey of the breath. And it's very simple. As you breathe in, normally humans breathe from the chest. And we're only breathing as adults through the upper chest, maybe some of the ribs. We're going to keep the chest relaxed, and we're going to breathe from the belly. So bring your attention and your awareness into the belly button, into your navel. And as you breathe in, feel the belly expand. And as you breathe out, you're going to slowly let the belly relax again. Pulling it all the way in, breathing through the nose. Breathing in, let the belly expand. And then exhale, let the belly relax. Just let the air naturally escape through the nose. We're going to do it again. This time, let the belly fully expand. And now lift out through the ribs and the chest. The second part of the breath. And then slowly exhale from the chest and the ribs. And then from the belly. Breathe in, belly out. Ribs and chest out. Breathe out, ribs and chest. And then the belly. Do this practice a few more rounds on your own. From the belly to the ribs and the chest. Then exhaling, chest and ribs. Finally, the belly. And as you do this, as you become accustomed to directing the breath, your mind is going to try to get your attention again with its thoughts. This time you're going to let the thoughts be. You're actually going to listen to them. Ignoring the anxious thoughts, ignoring the panic thoughts does not make them go away. That's like ignoring a little child that's pulling on your jacket, trying to get your attention going, mama, 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 mama. You're going to actually let those thoughts go, let them express themselves, and then come back to the breath. Letting the thoughts be as much a part of your body's systems as you're allowing the breath to be. But rather than allowing the thoughts to control you and your attention, reclaiming that sovereignty, reclaiming that control over what you put your attention on, and not letting those thoughts change your breath. So breathing in from the belly, ribs and chest. As you exhale slowly from the ribs and chest, feeling the body relax. Then letting the belly relax. Maybe even starting to draw the belly in. Exhaling, relaxing. One more time, deep breath in. Ribs and chest. And exhaling, letting your whole body come to ease. And letting that final thought drift away along with the breath itself. Good. Return to your natural, spontaneous breath. Noticing that in this moment, you have changed the overall quality of the breath, perhaps even the quality of your thoughts, by paying attention to it, not by trying to make it go away. So when you're ready, if you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. Nice and slow, letting them flutter open. Excellent. So, step 2. That's the introduction to the breath. Now we're going to go deeper. So to go deeper, we need to sit up a little bit straighter. I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes open for this part because you're going to need to see what I'm doing with the belly. So the next part, we're going to practice things that are called bandhas. Bandhas are, in Sanskrit, they call them energetic locks. In the sake of this practice, we're going to forget the word energy and we're just going to talk about in the body, these muscle locks that we're going to do. We know that by locking these muscles up, by locking any muscles, we lock energy into that, so I don't need to talk about that. But what we end up doing by locking up these parts of the body with the breath is we're actually going to suspend the familiar cycles of the mind that are still existing within the body to help suspend and disrupt all of those cycles of anxiety and panic, and some of us even will suspend the cycles of trauma. So it's very simple. I'm not going to do anything too advanced in this particular video. But as before, we're going to take a deep breath in, breathing in through the belly, and then breathing up through the chest. And then we're going to hold the breath at the top. And as we hold the breath at the top, right now you can see my belly is expanded, but then I'm going to let the belly drop down and get even bigger on the bottom. I know it looks silly, I look pregnant, but that's what I want you to do as well. So let the whole belly drop down. We're going to hold the breath. And we're not going to hold it for very long, but your body is going to tell you that you're holding it for a really long time because the body is now out of its comfort zone. And then as we exhale, we're going to pull the belly in, and this is called Uddiyana Bandha. And we're going to do Muladhara Bandha, which is actually pulling in this lower part of the belly. And then we're going to hold the breath out for a few counts. And as we hold the breath out, we're going to really draw in this part of the belly as well. So if you're completely lost, don't worry. I'm going to go through all of it again. But all of these different practices are going to help us to get that sovereignty again over the rhythms of our thoughts, over the rhythms of our lives, and more importantly, over the rhythm of something that controls all of that, and that's our breath. So practice with me a few times with your eyes open so you can see, and then we'll do it with our eyes closed. So we'll start off. Let all the air out. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and just be relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And then you're going to take a deep breath in, belly out, chest and ribs. Hold your breath. As you hold the breath, drop the belly down. I'm cheating because I get to talk, but you're going to drop the belly down. Just a few counts. And now we're going to slowly exhale from the nose. And you're going to see the belly draw in. Then as the belly draws in at the very end of the breath, sit up straight and pull everything in. Uddiyana Bandha, Muladhara Bandha. And if you're really advanced, you can pull up from the perineum. We're going to hollow out these lower ribs. And now you'll notice you can exhale a little bit more and relax. Breathing in, belly out, chest and ribs. Exhale out, chest and ribs, belly out. All right, let's do that again. And so this time, we'll breathe in, belly out, chest and ribs out. And then we're going to pull in a little bit as we suspend the breath at the top. Then we're going to exhale out, chest and ribs, belly back. And then we're going to go into the Uddiyana Bandha where we pull everything in and hollow. And we're going to hold it out. Now you wouldn't think that after holding the breath out that you would still be able to exhale afterwards. But in fact, you'll still have some breath left. And I'll explain to you why afterwards. So take a deep breath in. Exhale out. All the way out, all the way out. Inhale, belly out, chest and ribs. Hold the breath. Drop the belly down. Nice and poofy. Now, exhale, pull the belly in. All the way out, all the way out. Hold your exhale out. Pull the belly in, pull the lower ribs in, pull that perineum up, hold. 3, 2, relax your jaw, and 1, exhale out a little bit more. Good, breathe naturally. So how is it that we still have breath after holding an exhale? It's very simple. The breath I breathe in right now is not the breath I'm going to breathe out right now. The breath I breathe in right now is now going to pass through my body. It's going to pass through all of the different hormonal glands, and it's going to collect in different parts of the body. And the breath I breathe out right now is more than likely the breath that I took in, the oxygen I took in about 2 or 3 minutes ago. It's interesting. We don't normally think about how that actually works, that it's not this spontaneous change from oxygen to carbon dioxide. But that's the way that the systems of the body work. We need to give it time to process. So when we're doing these bandhas and we're doing these locks and we're retaining the breath, we're allowing the body to actually pull these different hormonal blockages, which those are the emotions and the traumas, out of the different organs so that we can exhale and finally let go of different things. And you'll find that yes, during this practice, you might experience a little bit of a heightened level of anxiety, but afterwards, when we actually go into the meditation, you're going to be so calm that you're going to forget about all the things that you thought you needed to do instead of this. All right, so let's get comfortable. Sitting down, sitting up, sitting down, sitting up straight and tall. Shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. Maybe move your head back and forth. Yeah. Good. Now take a natural breath in through the nose. And as you close your eyes, breathe out from the nose. Releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth, let your lips lightly touch. Do not clench the jaw. All the breath out. Now breathe in from the belly, chest and ribs. Hold. Hold the breath. And now drop the belly out and down. Hold. Look in the back of the eyelids. And as you exhale, draw the belly in. Hold the breath out. Draw the perineum up. Pull in the lower ribs. Uddiyana Bandha, everything hollow. Ignore that sense of urgency. And exhale from the nose. Good. Breathe in again through the nose, belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. All the way out, all the way out. Let's do it again. Belly out. Chest. Hold. Drop the belly down and relax. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Hold. And slowly exhale from the nose, drawing the belly in. As slow as you possibly can. Hold the breath out. Pull the Mula Bandha up. That's the perineum. Belly in. Uddiyana Bandha all the way underneath the ribs. Hollow it out. Hold. You'll feel a contraction in your throat. Just swallow. You might feel a little bit of pain occurring in the diaphragm. Hold. And now exhale out. Breathe in through the nose. All the way to the chest. Exhale from the nose. Hollow out the belly. Last round. And then we'll be ready for meditation. Take a natural breath in. Breathe all the way out. All the way out, all the way out, all the way out. Breathe in, belly, chest and ribs. Hold. Drop the belly out and down. Hold. Pull the belly in as you slowly exhale. Hold the breath out. Belly back. Mula Bandha up. That's the perineum. Hollow out the ribs. Hold. Swallow if you feel like you need to breathe in. See if you can find that sense of peace. Accepting and embracing that little bit of anxiety that arises. Hold a little longer. And now exhale. Breathe in through the mouth. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Good. And allow yourself to just sit for a moment. You might feel a little buzzing in your body. That is an oxygen high. It's clean, fresh oxygen moving its way through parts of the body it didn't have access to before because you had old carbon still stuck up in the body. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Excellent. Part 3. Part 3 is much simpler than what we just did. Part 3, we're going to be using a mala if you have one, and I'll show you how to use this. Or we're just going to be using the breath. So part 3 is a mindfulness meditation that uses simple mantras. Now by mantra, I don't mean like your affirmation that you say every day, I am beautiful, I am kind, people like me. No, not that kind of mantra. By mantra, I mean a syllable, whether it be from a dead language or just, I think in TM, Transcendental Meditation, they just use a random syllable to keep the mind consistently aware of one single thought rather than always bouncing around through all of the different thoughts that go on in our mind. So this mindfulness meditation, the mantra that we're going to be using is the mantra Om. You're familiar with it, I'm sure, even if you've just made fun of all the hippies that sit around and say Om every single morning, you're familiar with this. It can be pronounced like an Om or Aum, A-U-M. Whatever one feels the most natural for you, that's the one that you are going to be mentally repeating. So we'll start off with sitting in stillness, now that we've cut through some of that anxiety with the breath. And then we're going to guide the attention to all of the things that are typically distracting us, because that trains the attention to do what we want it to. And then after we've trained the attention to do what we want it to, then we're going to be using the mala. So for our mala or mantra meditation, this is the tool that I like to use. This is a mala. They typically have 108 beads on it. I don't know why. You can look it up. I've been looking it up for years and I haven't gotten one clear answer. But basically, this is used to count how many times you repeat the mantra. So it'll be used to count how many times we repeat the mantra Om. So we don't end up sitting for 2 hours. It'll reduce it. Use one hand, your right hand. You're going to put it on your middle finger. You do not use your index finger. Pretend the index finger doesn't exist. And then you'll use your thumb to pull on each bead, and you're pulling the bead towards you. It's very easy. So it will look like this. Om, 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 and you'll be mentally repeating it. That's basically it. If you've figured out those instructions and you don't need guidance, then stop the video and just go into that. For the rest of us who need a little bit more guidance, close your eyes. Sit up. If you don't have a mala, don't worry. We're going to be using the breath more than the mala. Bring your awareness into the body. Be aware of the space that your body occupies. The whole body. And all of the different sensations and phenomena that you feel within the body. Be aware of it, but remain still. Bring your awareness to your sense of hearing. Begin to listen to the world around you. Listening to all of the different sounds as though your ears are a radar. So listening in all different directions without attempting to identify the source of each sound. Just simply recognizing that it is there and then immediately releasing it and searching for another one. Allowing your attention to move from one sound to the next. Seeking out the most distant or the most subtle sound. Seeking out the most distant or subtle sound and then immediately releasing it. Then bring the attention closer, listening to the subtle sounds occurring within the room that you are sitting in. Bring the attention closer still to the sounds occurring within your body, the breath, the heartbeat, perhaps even the other internal organs. And then releasing the sense of hearing. Become aware of your very own thoughts. Just as you would hear sounds and know you were hearing sounds, you're going to allow yourself to think and be aware that you are thinking. Simply listening to the thoughts without judgment, without attempting to identify the source of the thought, without attempting to tell the story of why is this thought here. Just acknowledging that it is, and then letting it go. Acknowledging thoughts of the future, thoughts of the past, and letting it go. Acknowledging thoughts describing your current condition, the different sensations, and then letting them go. Knowing that you are not those thoughts. Those are thoughts that you are experiencing, and you do not need to control them. And bring your attention back to the breath. Breathing in, aware that you are breathing in, keeping the breath natural and spontaneous. Breathing out, aware that you are breathing out. And as you breathe in, mentally say to yourself, I am breathing in. And as you breathe out, I am breathing out. Inhaling, I am breathing in. Exhaling, I am breathing out. And perhaps your thinking mind starts to arise to the forefront of your attention. That's okay. Notice that this is happening and come back to your breath. Bring the attention back to the awareness of breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Without trying to force the attention. In fact, allowing the attention to reside on whatever thought arises, interrupting your attention of breath. Listening the way you would listen to a small child, with compassion. And then letting it go. And listening to the breath, to the silence that that breath creates in between your thoughts. As you find yourself becoming more comfortable within the breath, either using your mala or without using a mala at all. As you breathe in, mentally, in your loudest internal voice, say to yourself the mantra, Om. And as you breathe out, Om. Inhaling, Om. And exhaling, Om. You may find that the thoughts are still pretty busy, or they're getting busier. This is normal. This doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. What this means is that you need to repeat the mantra Om multiple times during each breath. You need to keep the breath still steady and slow, but use the mantra at a faster rhythm to interrupt the sequencing of the mind. So perhaps some of you are going to be chanting much quicker with each inhale, Om, 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 Om. With each exhale, Om, 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 Om. Using the sound Om like a lighthouse for your attention. The waves and sea of thoughts might begin to become more like a storm all around you and within you. So just shine that light of the Om a little bit brighter, a little bit quicker, mentally louder, until you feel the thoughts begin to calm down, and then slow it down again. Completing one whole string of the mala. Or you can even set a timer for 5 minutes. You're going to keep the body relaxed. You're going to keep the face soft. And use the mantra Om to stabilize the thoughts of the mind, guiding the attention and the awareness back to that mental sound, away from the chattering thoughts. And if you lose that awareness of Om, come back to the breath. The breath is your saving grace. It's always there. You cannot avoid it. It will always calm down the thoughts by breathing in deeply through the nose, aware of that breath, guiding it through the belly, chest, and ribs, breathing out from the nose, and then coming back to the mantra Om. Maybe starting to turn the corners of the mouth to the hint of a smile. One that only you would notice. Softening the muscles in the hips. Om, Om, Om. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale slowly from the mouth. And when you are ready, keeping your gaze downwards, you're going to slowly open your eyes, reconnecting with the world around you, reconnecting with your body, with all of the different sensations of the world, and ready to go about your day. So thank you very much. Again, my name is Jasmyn Russell. If you would like to have more of these how-to meditation videos with Modern Om, they have a monthly membership. It is normally $39 a month, but with my discount code of Shanti, you can get $10 off of your first month. And we have multiple different teachers, one every single day doing a live feed at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from a different location, a different practice, so that you can get a little bit more taste of what the meditation world is all about. Thank you.